YouTubes, busting out the Chizat. Busting out the Chizat. Just dropping one out here at work. Listening to the news. Shout out to my trolls out there, man. You guys are so freaking. You guys are like special. You should get some type of Olympic medal for being so cool. Tony's Tony's not exciting. Tony's not. He doesn't have interesting content. Tony drank too much. His brain is mush. Tony, what's your channel even about? It's like, bro, you haven't liked me for the longest time. And this is like a set of these people. You motherfuckers haven't liked me forever. Trying to get my lunch here. So it's like I've had these group of trolls for like the longest time. Steve, Bob, John, Jim, blah, blah, blah. This is the part that gets me. You haven't liked my content from the get-go for whatever reason. Whatever your beef with me is. But your argument is always, oh, I used to like your channel. Your channel used to be great. Then you left Las Vegas and now it sucks. And it's like that's what trolls were telling me when I lived in Vegas. That my content was awesome and now it sucks. And that was when I was in Vegas and I left and oh, you call yourself Tactical Tony, but there's nothing tactical going on. The channel's not even Tactical Tony anymore. It's not Tactical Tony. It hasn't been Tactical Tony probably since I left Vegas. I don't use any intros. I mean, this is like motherfuckers, you're sitting here. It is what it is. I guess what my channel is I judge people all day long, talk shit all day long. So what do I expect? That I'm going to get pushed back and people are going to be upset with me in the same. So whatever. Tony, you don't have a job. Okay, I just bought my first house. Tony, you're a loser. So I'm doing better than I've ever done in my whole life, making more money than I've ever done. I mean, I've finally bought a house. I've never owned a house, but I'm just down on the loser scale. I'm a total loser with just irrelevant opinions. Awesome. So I think we addressed that. I'm sure you'll have something else. Before it was, I'm a bad dad. I'm a bad husband. I'm a this. I'm a that. It's like everybody, that's the thing. And it's not even just, it's not whatever people have to say about me. It's just, that's how social media is. We attack each other about everything that we dislike. We're all holy rollers. We're all more righteous. We're all holier than thou. So we talk mad stuff about people as if we're above them. And that's America now. We just talk mad shit about each other. And that's just what it is. So I guess I shouldn't think that life will be any different. I gotta eat. Can't take it any longer. But it's the same reason I've talked about how I won't put out chainsaw videos. I think the chainsaw comparison is just all encompassing. I don't put out chainsaw videos because I'll probably jinx it and get hurt, making the video, but that's not the reason. The reason is because everybody else does it right, everybody else does it better, and you'll always be the biggest piece of shit just for trying to do a video. It could be anything, but using chainsaw as a good one here. That's why I don't do chainsaw videos, because everybody knows better than me. Everybody's so much better. And I couldn't run a chainsaw if I had to, right? Even though I ran one for 6 years. I guess we're so nasty to each other now. It's all across the board. You would think, do you think my trolls are they jeez, are they right leaning, or are they on the complete opposite spectrum of the left, and that's their thing? Hard to tell. But I guess that's what I'll open with, is that we're all just so shitty to each other. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I talk about in videos. You know, I got a hard on for losers like Jasmine Crockett and such, where I just rail on them all day long. Dude, they make these sandwiches and they're fucking a mess. Hey, don't stay together. You fucking bite it and the damn thing slips out. But I guess that's just a sign of the times. The way we are to each other, like I said. When you play in the mud, you shouldn't be surprised that you get muddy. So I've dealt with it since the beginning of my channel. You know, I had fucking Mexicans from Mexico or Cali or whatever threatening to kill and rape my daughter and all types of crazy shit when we were doing the channel in Vegas a bunch of years ago, when I went off on that fat bitch, that big fat pig. I can't think of her name. What up, Adita? What up, Liberty? What up? It's all a hoax. What's the fat bitch's name that I used to talk mad shit about? The anchor baby. The DACA recipient. I can't even remember her. There's so many fat, disgusting Mexi cunts like her now, though, that I would have a hard time remembering what her name was. Oh my gosh, bro. They put together a I mean, it's like dog food. How the fuck am I supposed to eat this thing? I had to eat it like a dog. Jeez. The whole fucking sandwich fell apart. Eating like a dog here. But, I was going to talk about just the way shit's going, man. I was listening to this guy. Sometimes I think I'm crazy. He was just saying, you know, they're telling us the economy's fine. They're telling us this and that. But everybody who pays bills can clearly see that these things are not true, you know. I'm up to my neck in bills. I can't even believe it. If there's something that somebody can get some money out of you, somebody's going to do it. They're going to add a fee on. They're going to add a thing on. They're going to add something on. They're going to get something to get that 10, 15, 20, 25 bucks from you, that extra. You know, you'll have your cell phone or your insurance call you and be like, yeah, rates are going up. And you'll be like, well, why? Well, everybody else's rates are going up, so that's why we justify our rates up. And it's just crazy. It's more of that same Biden bullshit, where Biden was constantly telling us that the economy was getting better, and it clearly was not. So it's more of that. I'm trying to eat my lunch here. I'm dying. Making a huge mess. Jeez. So that is sorry, like I said, I had to stuff my face real quick. Going all day without eating. Finally get a chance to eat. I want to know that I'm not crazy, that I'm not the only one experienced that the economy is total shit. I mean, it's a total shit show. It hasn't gotten any better. It's not getting any better. And, you know, AI is on its way. And AI is fixing to take over everything. Work calling me and texting me and blowing me up. Larry Brown, giddy up. All types of bullshit. I don't think, what up, Rooster? I don't think anybody, I mean, us folks, obviously, talking into the damn echo chamber here. We all know what's up. But AI's fixing to displace a whole lot of people. There's not even that many people, like I said in previous chats, that work with their hands, that do the physical kind of things. Like, that's what I do, is I do, you know, crawl space and attic work. And, you know, I don't see AI or robots taking that over anytime soon. But also, I'm moving into like a foreman position, so me too, I won't be doing that work. I'll just be supervising and getting it started and stuff. But clerical stuff, administrative stuff, warehouse work, all these like really like entry level jobs are going to go away for humans. And so I'm looking even maybe at some of these younger guys, younger girls that are working fast food and stuff, maybe even possibly, you know, the high school kids. There might not be that first rung of the ladder, the entry level, you know, the most basics of stuff where you go and you get that job and you kind of learn, you know, how to, you know, what your working hours are going to be, what your paycheck's going to be like, what a job being on time and getting off and working a full shift and working 40 hours and 80 hours, all those kind of things. You get that on your first little job, and it kind of introduces you to how shitty work life can actually be once you get a real job after that. So all that stuff's going away. All that stuff's going far away. Your warehouse jobs, possibly even like forklift drivers and stuff like that, I imagine. You know, they'll go and they'll get AI to replace all of that. I've worked in all these jobs, and I know that, you know, young people or even the down and out, you know, they depend on these entry level jobs to get established and get on to the next thing. But companies, you know, the incentive to go to AI and get out of having human beings there, you know, the employer has to provide health care coverage and bennies, different types of bennies to their employees. Well, they don't have to pay for any of that. They don't have to offer any of that for AI systems and robots, right? Also, humans tear shit up. I mean, we service warehouses. I've serviced and worked in warehouses for a long time. And a big part is humans don't do pre-checks and shit like that on their equipment, say forklifts. We worked at Georgia Pacific. We had a ton of forklifts. None of them anybody ever did any of the pre-op stuff. And so they ran these things into the ground. So humans tear up equipment, expensive equipment like forklifts. You know, they damage stuff. They damage shelves and other things with the forklifts. You have different systems within the warehouse, whether it's your pest control systems or, you know, firefighting systems, different, all the way from the least expensive to the most highly expensive in there. And warehouse workers are low skilled and lazy a lot of times. and, not working for a lot and working at a fast pace, they're constantly tearing shit up. They're tearing up forklifts. They're running the forklifts into the ground. They're running forklifts into infrastructure inside these warehouses. They're tearing shit up left and right. And I know because I've got a host of warehouses on my route that we service, and we're constantly going and replacing stuff that they crush with the forklifts. So all of that stuff goes out of the window for an employer. You're going to have AI systems, which are going to be more precise. They're going to be more accurate. They're going to tear up less shit. I mean, maybe in the beginning there'll be a learning curve. I don't know, but robots are pretty quick and they won't be tearing shit up. And you won't have to provide health insurance and so on and so forth. Once you buy the AI system, there'll probably be like, a yearly maintenance program or something like that you'll have to subcontract, or maybe it'll be in-house. But all that money that goes into humans, all that money that a company's going to look at that they're wasting that goes into humans, the human cost, the benefits, the destruction humans cost, and say, we're using a warehouse here as an example, but all that stuff goes out the window. The employer pays whatever that subscription fee is or that initial fee on their AI programming systems, and then they wipe their hands. They don't have to coddle. They don't have to deal with personalities with AIs. They don't have to deal with AIs being late, right? They don't have to deal with AIs trying to screw over the employer on hours. Any of that stuff that humans do that make it hard on employers, that stuff all goes out the window, and that's very enticing to an employer. Let me see if I can read some comments here. I'm driving, so Silva. Yeah, I had heat, man. I was about to freaking economy is shit. Yes, a full-time job in over a year, dude. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of right there. Like, I want to work for myself. I'm fucking fed up. And I have a pretty good job. It's not too ridiculous, but I still want to work for myself. Even if I don't, people try to talk you out of working for yourself. Well, you're going to have to work harder. You're probably not going to make as much money. Yeah, but I'm going to be working for myself. I have land and a house and a family, and I want to spend time with them. I don't want to fucking spend time being gone all the time up somebody's ass. I want to live life on my own terms. And so, yeah. But AI is going to replace a whole lot of mother effers. And so there's going to be that talk, a big old pothole in the ground. Jeez, on the road. AI is going to replace all the headaches. It's going to make stuff easier for an employer. An employer is going to save money on all the benefits that they pay out to humans, on all the destructive habits of humans, all the irresponsible habits of humans. All that will be replaced. So it's nothing but a win for the employer. As far as the employee, you're fucked. You got to deal with all the illegal aliens are here. You're competing with other illegal. You're competing with other humans who are here illegally, who are going to work for slave wages. So you got that, right? You got unemployment. They're saying it's one number, but jobless numbers are coming out, and it seems like we're not really adding that many jobs. Not only that, all the people that dropped out of the workforce that probably ain't even looking for jobs. So you just have all these pools of human beings in this country that aren't working, that aren't contributing to society. Then you add in the illegals, taking away even more jobs. Then you add in AI, just the cherry on top, and you're in a fucking world of hurt. And so between Trump trying to bring in more H-1Bs, or him losing, the Democrats win and they flood the country with illegals, you got the bad human component you got to deal with, the third world human component you got to battle and deal with. And you think some employer is going to hire you, fucking American, over some fucking Pakistani or Indian? You're fucking mistaken, big time. So there's that, and then there's the cherry on top of AI, just kind of really just flushing the whole jobs market down the toilet. They made movies about all this in the past, man, where humans we're just cannon fodder. The robots are running everything, and AI and all that good stuff. Usually they try to make it a good ending, like the robots become bad and then the humans get rid of the bad robots. Everybody comes to an agreement that AI and robots was a bad thinking. But I don't think that's the real world. I think AI takes over, gets its foot in the door, takes over, and there ain't no unwinding that. Because all these systems are hooked up to the internet. All these systems, in one way or another, are hooked up. The AI, the whole thing about AI is all the information out there, even the hidden information. AI can access all this, and that's what it's going to, build its programming upon. So once we get to the Terminator phase, I don't think there's no happy ending at the end. But just in the beginning, the growing pains of them adding all them AI systems into all these lower roles first, and then they'll move up. And then obviously, they've debated what AI and robots can do, what the limits of that is. You imagine in 20, 25 years, something like that, even trades go away, construction trades, stuff like that, where they've got really good robots with really good AI. And then Americans are just left holding their own dick. And it's just, it ain't no good when you can't make no money. It ain't no good when they made you a renter. It ain't no good when you don't grow or raise any of your own food. And so these are the things we've just been talking about forever. But everybody's so tribal. Everybody's so argue. I mean, dude, there's literal brothers and sisters fighting with each other over whether it's politics or, whatever ideology held. You got people just arguing and fighting. If somebody's trying to do something good, you could have the best podcaster, best social media advocate, political activist out there, T's crossed, I's dotted, and, people will still find a way to rip them to shreds, tear them apart, tell them how they're doing it wrong, tell them how shitty of a person they are. That's why I always said, even Jesus could come back, right? Try to be president or whatever, and people are just so shitty and so shitty to each other that they could even find a way to talk mad shit about the most perfect of humans. Perfect of humans, the perfect human form, or likeliness to human. The people, we're so cynical and evil and mad at each other for every single thing that, you could